Hello and welcome to Longship Gaming. Today we are continuing our journey through Next Evolution. This time it's going to be Phoenix, Jean Grey versus Mister Sinister. So I went and had a look on the Marvel Champions database. Found what looks like a very fun, using some of the new cards from Next Evolution. Not so much new cards for aggression, but certainly new basic cards that really boost the power of Phoenix quite a bit. I will link to the deck in the description below and credit the author as usual. So for our aggression, anybody who's played enough of any of the X cycle by now recognizes that these are the three choicest allies for X-Men. So you have Wolverine, Sunfire, and Psylocke. So you have, a lot of damage capability, the built-in Confuse. They're pricey, but they are 100% worth it. And of course, Sunfire to get rid of those pesky attachments cheaply. We have 3 copies of Psychic Assault, which is, I will see when we get to the basic cards, why Psychic Assault is so much better than it was in the X-Men cycle, especially with Phoenix. And Lock and Load. So that's a new player side scheme. So when defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for a weapon upgrade with a cost of 3 or less and put it into play. And there is one weapon in this deck that is absolutely crucial to its functioning. And we'll get to that in a second as we go through our basic cards. So this looks like a fairly typical, again, X-Men allies for basic. So Professor X, Forge, Colossus, and Angel. You're pretty much always going to see those 4. For supports, Utopia, X-Jet, X-Mansion, Cerebro. But what really makes, other than, of course, the Psychic Blasts, there are some more cards in here that actually really do make this worthwhile when running a psionic character. So, Scimitar, as a hero response attack, after you play another psionic card, exhaust Scimitar, deal 2 damage to an enemy. And, as you can imagine, Jean Grey is going to be playing a lot of psionic cards. We have Honorary X-Men, which is kind of something you always have to take to put on your hero to make sure they gain some benefits from the supports while on their alter ego side. And then, of course, we have our player side schemes. Superpower Training, which allows us to go get an identity-specific upgrade. And then Build Support to look for a support with a cost of 3 or less. These are becoming... I have a feeling, and this is just the way I feel about where the game's heading in the future, that the player side schemes are going to make it into almost every modern deck for every hero at this point, X-Men or otherwise. They are extraordinarily powerful. Speaking of extraordinarily powerful, with Next Evolution we get a new basic resource, the Power of the Mind. Double the number of resources this card generates while paying for a psionic card. So you can imagine the kind of mileage that Jean Grey is going to get out of this. So essentially, Power of the Mind is a double resource, paying for a lot of what she can do. So for Psychic Assault, and of course the vast number of Psychic cards that she has in her deck, many of which cost only 2. And of course, as usual, Strength, Genius, and Energy. So Next Evolution has brought a lot to the table for psionic characters. I'm assuming they're going to work really well with Psylocke when she comes out later in the year. But for Jean Grey, for Phoenix, it's an absolute game changer. I was kind of down on her performance prior to this, but in testing, she is far and above better than she was originally with the addition of these new cards. They are a saving grace for the psionic archetype. So, Mister Sinister, we haven't completed our setup here, and I'll explain why. So, of course, we're playing on Expert. He comes in with 17 health. He's got a scheme of 2 and attack of 2. When revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme, or 2 threat instead if Mister Sinister has fewer than 2 superpower attachments. So, Right now he doesn't have any, but he is going to have some. So when we come back after we shuffle up and set up, he's going to have one of 3 randomly generated, not randomly generated, but randomly selected superpowers. So he gets 2 throughout the game, and 1 gets discarded during setup. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, since he's only going to have 1, and when he's revealed, the scheme, of course, happens first. So we're going to put 2 right away onto stage 1 of the scheme. It's a 3-stage scheme. The second one is where you get additional superpowers. Or his first superpower, because he's going to get 2 throughout the game. And as a force response, after a status card is placed on Mister Sinister, place 2 threat on the main scheme. That can be very dangerous. We have a lot of confuse in here, but we also have ways to be able to thwart effectively. Like Jean starts out with a thwart of 3, so it's not really going to be too difficult to keep that under control, but you really have to watch your sequencing. So, Sinister Intent. So as I said, it's a 3-stage scheme. The first first stage. Set aside Flight, Super Strength, and Telepathy, which are his superpowers, and put Hope Summers into play under the first player's control, which we've done. So Hope is back, just like she was for Juggernaut. When revealed, remove 1 random stage 2 from the game, then advance to random stage 2A. So, when we come back, we'll finish up this process. Just so, you know, let's say I have to restart after a mistake or something. At least each time we'll have it'll be more natural than having to sort of like redo an intro every time. Anyway, it's behind the scenes stuff. It doesn't really matter. So when we come back, we'll have shuffled up. We've got our cards, and we will then have our randomly generated first superpower attached to Mister Sinister, and those cards, of course, shuffled into the deck. So we will be right back with Jean Grey versus Mister Sinister. Alright, we're back. We're shuffled up and ready to go. We also have our superpowers figured out. So, the 2 that remained in the game are Super Strength and Telepathy. Flight has been removed. And the first one up is Telepathy. So he gets +1 scheme. Attached villain gains the psionic trait and retaliate 1, which is a real pain. But so be it. And of course we've shuffled up. We have our starting 6 cards. Oh, I never went over Phoenix. So I should probably do that now. She has 9 health. On her alter ego side, she has a 3 recovery. Part of setup, put the Phoenix Force upgrade into play, restrain side up, and put 4 counters on it. That's kind of important how she functions, so let's do that. As a response, after you make a basic recovery, place 1 power counter on Phoenix Force. And then on her hero side, she has a 3 thwart, a 1 attack, and a 2 defense. Psionic X-Men, Psionic Bond, hero resource, remove 1 power counter from Phoenix Force, generate a wildcard resource, limit once per phase. So of course when you run out of those, you become unleashed, and then you better hope that you're not unleashed if you draw your obligation, because then Dark Phoenix comes out. I should say, of course, about Hope Summers, she starts play with us. Her thwart and attack are the same as our heroes. And if she leaves play, we lose the game. So, looking at our opening hand, we have Sunfire, Phoenix Suit, Power of the Mind, Professor X, Honorary X-Men, and Strength. That's kind of the nuts opening draw, to be honest. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, okay. Really solid start. And sequencing is important here. So, yeah, we will be flipping over. We're going to be using, we're going to put Honorary X-Men on ourselves. Get a little health bump. Then we're going to play out the Phoenix suit. We are now aerial, gives us steady. And we will thwart using hope. The massive 3 thwart. We're going to spend the Phoenix Force token, Power of the Mind. Oh, wait a minute. When paying for a psionic card, we don't have to because Professor X is psionic. Oh, we could hang on to Sunfire too. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to do that. We're going to hang on to Sunfire. Power of the Mind is now 2 plus our resource, and we can play Professor Xavier. We're going to choose to confuse Sinister. Which is, of course, going to then put 2 on the main scheme because he has a status card. But then we can use Professor X to thwart that immediately. And even though we'll take some damage in return, we'll take a poke for 1 at Sinister. And we'll take 1 and retaliate. Okay, wow, that was sort of the nuts opening draw to get that much all at once. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sunfire, Superpower Training, Telekinetic Shield, Scimitar, and Psychic Assault. Okay. So, 2 threat goes on. He's going to attack. We will have Professor X get in the way. Attack 2, 3, 4. Counter card. It's Gorgeous George. Teamwork, Nasty Boy. Scheme of 1, attack of 2, health of 4. When Gorgeous George attacks you, exhaust a character you control. Okay, well, we're going to make sure that he's not around. How are we going to do this? So, Superpower Training, Telekinetic Shield. We know we're going to flip down this turn. How can we do this most efficiently? The training gets us an identity-specific upgrade. Or do we Psychic Assault and Scimitar? Well, we need to make Gorgeous George go away. So the Psychic Assault is probably going to be the way to do it. Coupled with... If we do Superpower Training, then we get an identity-specific upgrade. What do we have? The White Hot Room as an upgrade? Or Telekinetic Shield? Okay, hold on. Don't know if it's worth doing that. Gorgeous George has to go because we're flipping down this turn. Okay. So we're going to spend 2 for the Scimitar. We're going to use 1 of our tokens and Telekinetic Shield to play Sonic Assault, which is going to do 3 to Gorgeous George. And because we played a Sonic card, we're going to do 2 more. Oh, do we do that, or do we do it to Sinister? Because I can thwart. Okay, so we have 3 and confuse on George. Maybe we'll have Hope hit him for 1. So Gorgeous George is gone. And Hope, remember, doesn't take any consequential damage. Then we'll do Scimitar to Sinister, which is going to ping us. Then we're going to thwart. Okay. And then we're going to flip down. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Psylocke, Telekinetic Attack, Psychic Blast, Power of the Mind, Mental Paralysis, and Cerebro. Wow. Okay. So, 2 threat goes on. He's confused. Encounter card. Sinister Soldier. Scheme of 1, attack of 1. Sinister Soldier gets +1 scheme and +1 attack for each superpower attachment on Mister Sinister. Okay, so he's 5 health. That's a lot of health. So we're going to make sure he goes. But I think it should be easy enough for us to do that. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to heal, or recover, go back to a full, which puts a counter back on Phoenix Force. I don't think we're going to be Psychic Blasting because we're not Unleashed, so we're going to have to use Telekinetic Attack to get rid of the Sinister Soldier. So we're going to use Psychic Blast to put out Cerebro. As an alternative action, exhaust Cerebro and look at the top 5 cards of the deck for an X-Men ally. We are psionic, so we can look at our entire deck. Okay. So we want to go get Angel because he's the most inexpensive. Now I think we're ready to flip over. And we will use Power of the Mind plus 1 of our tokens to pay for Telekinetic Attack, which takes out the soldier. And that triggers Scimitar to do another 2. To Sinister. And we take 1 for Retaliate. Love to play out Psylocke here, but I don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to play out Angel since he only costs us 2. We're going to use him as a blocker on the next turn. Hope is going to thwart. Angel will attack for 2. And he'll take 1 consequential and then 1 from Retaliate. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Phoenix Firebird, X Mansion, build support, Rise from the Ashes, and Power the Mind. Okay. So, 2 goes on. Sinister's going to attack. We'll have Angel get in the way. 2, 3, 4. Encounter card. Discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards are discarded this way, the card gains Surge. So I think... what do we get rid of here? I think we'll just get rid of support. Or get rid of Cerebro. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So we have a Power of the Mind, but that's not going to do us any good right now. Support lets us get a support. And I think X-Jet is a support, so I think we want to do that. So we're going to play out build support. Nope. It's the wrong kind of token. We're going to thwart the main scheme and thwart build support. So that leaves the game. Now we're going to go looking for a support. I think that's going to be the X-Jet. Yep. X-Jet comes into play for us. Now, do we put out Rise from the Ashes? Do we need it yet? We're not anywhere near dead. It's costly to do, but it is good to have that upgrade out when I can get it out. But then we're really low on tokens. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the X-Jet. Oh yeah, this got thwarted as well. Forgot to get that off of there. We're going to put 2 tokens onto Phoenix Force. I think we're just going to ditch Rise from the Ashes for now and just hold on to Power of the Mind. Now we're definitely going to take a hit here. We could defend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Telepathic Trickery, Telekinetic Attack, Cyclops, Colossus, Power of the Mind. Okay. So 2's going to go on. He's going to attack. We're not in a position to confuse, which is a problem. So we're going to have to slow roll a little bit because we're not really going to be taking... We're not really going to be doing any damage. Hope is still there to thwart if we need her. So we are going to defend. So attack at 2. 3, 4, so we take 2. Encounter card. He attacks. Well, we just have to take this one. 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's down to 3. Yikes. Well, at least we have Colossus who's going to come out now. So back to us. We're going to thwart, as usual. What can we do here? The attack won't do us any good because we're kind of hurting, and we need to take some time to make sure we don't get wiped out. So, all right. So Colossus. It only costs us 3. 1, 2, 3. So he's tough. Not enough to be able to play Cyclops, but we're going to keep him for future reference, and of course Power of the Mind as well. One, two, three. Okay, Psychic Assault, Forge, Energy, Power of the Mind. Okay, so we're in a good spot to be able to confuse Sinister and flip down again on the next turn to do some healing. Okay. Threat goes on. He's going to attack. We'll have Colossus defend. This is 2, 3, 4. Just pings tough off. Encounter card. Allies you control cannot ready. When revealed, this is Sowing Discord. It's an obligation. When revealed, exhaust each ally you control, and if no allies were exhausted this way, the card gains surge. Okay. As alter ego action, spend 2 genius resources, discard this card. Okay. That's probably not going to be that hard to do. Since on this turn we are definitely flipping down. So Cyclops, Psychic Assault is something that has to happen. So there's that. So 3 damage. It's down to 7. He's confused. But that puts 2 more threat onto there. Then spend a resource and our energy to play with Cyclops, which gives us 2 tokens on the Phoenix Force. We are going to thwart and thwart. Everything off of the main scheme. We are going to flip down. Oh, we should have done 2 more damage with the scimitar, or scimitar, sorry. Which would put us down to 2. Oh, I would put us down to 1 because the retaliate. Yikes. Okay. We definitely need to heal on the next turn. And then we're going to use the X-Jet and Forge to get rid of Sowing Discord. So we're all getting along again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lock and load, which you don't need anymore because they have the Scimitar, Utopia, Genius, Mind Control, White Hot Room, and Psychic Blast. Okay. So, 2's going to go on. He's confused. Encounter card. Genetic Master. And revealed that Mister Sinister has the following traits. Aerial. No. Telepathy. Oh, sorry, he doesn't have aerial. He has psionic. So plays 2 threat on the main scheme. Wow, we got... Oh, that was close. Yikes. Okay. Oh no, we're supposed to be down at Jean Grey. Okay. So. We need to heal. Because, ouch. So we're only up to 4. I think White Hot Room here has to happen so we can heal. Heal 2. Blast to do 4. Are we ready to flip him yet? I don't feel that we are. I think we still need to slow roll this a little. Lock and load we don't need. Mind control we don't need. We're going to put out Utopia. We'll put that... Okay, so we'll put these together because they never exhaust. And we'll do this. Okay. Well, we could Psychic Blast. So we'll flip back over. We will have Hope and Cyclops. No, hold on. What do we do here? We're going to spend 1 and the X-Jet. Oh. See, that would flip now. We're not in a position that we want. Do we want to flip him? Because then he's going to get another superpower. And he becomes much harder to deal with. No. On this turn, I don't think that we're in a position to do that. I think we will be soon, but not yet. We're hurt too much. I think we have to take another cycle of confusing and healing to make it worthwhile. And we don't have From the Ashes available to save us, so yeah. Hold on to that. So Hope is going to thwart. And we know we're going to lose Colossus, so we're going to lose 2 tokens. Okay. We want to save Colossus for a hit. So when he does flip, we're able to do a lot all at once. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extra encounter card. Like we're almost in a position to go wild on him. Not quite yet. Like, I think we actually have to be unleashed on stage 2 to do the amount of damage that we need to do to him. But I think we're nearing that point where we can. Okay. Psychic Blast, Wolverine, Phoenix Firebird, Psychic Assault, Telepathic Trickery. Okay. So we're in a position next turn to be able to, again, take a turn off if we need to. Okay. So, 2 goes on. He's going to attack. We'll have Cyclops get in the way. Okay, so for this activation, Mister Sinister gets +1 scheme, +1 attack for each superpower. So that's effectively just 3. So Cyclops is gone. And we lose 2 of our Phoenix Force tokens. First encounter card. 1 step ahead. 1 revealed. Discard 1 random card from your hand. And 2 random cards instead if he has aerial. So luckily he does not. So 1 random card is going to go, and I really hope it's not Psychic Assault. It is Phoenix Firebird, so that's fine. We can live with it. Next one. Molecular Control. 1 reveal, give Mister Sinister a tough card. If he has the Brute trait, he heals 4 damage. Okay. Well, that's fine. Doesn't really bother me. It does put 2 home because you got a status card. It does put 2 on the main scheme, though. Okay, but I think we're in an okay place this turn. So, we need to have Hope thwart. As usual. I think we will have Cyclops. No, because then, no, sorry. Cyclops Colossus. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll have Colossus actually thwart. Then we're going to Psychic Assault. So it's going to ping the tough off. It's going to confuse, and then 2 go back on. We'll take damage. We're not going to use the Scimitar because that would do too much damage to us. We're going to thwart. We're going to flip down. We're going to White Hot Room to heal for 2. We're going to get rid of Telepathic Trickery. Or do we... I think we're just going to hold on to what we have. I think this stuff's all really good. We just need to take this turn. Yeah, okay. We're actually going to hold on to everything we have here. One, two, three. So we have Telepath Trickery, Wolverine, Psychic Blast, Cerebro, Psychic Blast, X-Mansion. Okay. It's all pretty good. 2 threat goes on. He's confused. Encounter card. Surge. Hairbag, Surge. And Ruckus. When revealed, stun each character you control. Oh, that's not good. They truly are the nasty boys. 3 stuns? Ugh. Well, Hope's never attacking, so that's fine. Colossus, I could have got some real use out of them. Okay. So. First things first with Jean, we're going to heal. Then we're going to use the White Hot Room to put a counter onto Phoenix Force. Well, our Psychic Blast can now get rid of both of those enemies, so that's okay. Wanted to be able to get Wolverine out, but I don't think that's going to happen. Cerebro allows us to go looking for another ally. Alright, let's do these things first. So, Hope is going to thwart. If we were unleashed, we could have taken them all out. But we are not. Maybe we use Telepathic Trickery to pay for Cerebro. Now we can go looking for an X-Men ally. It's not Professor X. I think it's Angel. Okay, I don't think we're going to have Wolverine out this turn. We're going to flip over. We're going to use X-Jet and one of our tokens to pay for Angel, which is going to trigger Utopia. Which will stand us back up. We're going to get our stun off. Then we're going to play Psychic Blast to take out Hairbag. It's going to trigger Scimitar. It's going to do 2 to Ruckus, and an Angel can take out Ruckus. Okay. So that's alright recovery, and we're still going to hold on to Wolverine. Because I want to have a really big turn. Colossus is going to attack to get rid of the stun. No, he's not. Because that would just cause him to leave. So we're going to leave him as it is. Okay. I think we're in okay position to push on to the next superpower stage. We know that we're just going to have Colossus take the hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wolverine, Lock and Load, Phoenix Firebird, Psylocke, and Forge. Okay, Psylocke might be a good one to confuse again. Expensive, but worthwhile. Okay. 2 threat goes on. He's going to attack. We will have Colossus get in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counter card. 1 step ahead. Discard 1 random card from your hand. Okay. I would like it not to be Psylocke. Lock and Load, which we didn't care about. Cool. Alright. Oh, you two should have been up. Okay. So, there's a lot that we can do on this turn. I think we haven't seen her obligation though yet, have we? Nope. That is very dangerous. We can't take the risk of Dark Phoenix coming out, so we cannot unleash. Let's see. Do we have any X-Men supports remaining? I think we had X-Mansion still is out there. We know we're playing hero anyway, so we're going to be able to stand up. Psylocke is just really good for us for 2 consecutive sequences. But we have to sequence this in such a way that he doesn't flip to the 3rd stage. So, Hope's going to do what Hope does, and it's thwart. Yeah, I think this is where we have to bring her out. So, X-Jet. Hold on a second. We're going to hit for 1. Then we're going to take 1. Then we're going to spend everything to put out Psylocke. So she gets 2 psionic counters. We're going to trigger the scimitar to do 2. Yes, this is the part where I think we are going to do what we need to do. So we take another one. That's going to stand us up. Then we are going to attack with Psylocke. That's going to do, so as an interrupt, you remove a counter, does 1 damage, and confuses. So he's confused. Takes 1 damage, then takes another damage. So he's going to flip. I think this is probably going to cause it. We'll see what the sequence is here. Okay. So she'll take 2 because they retaliate. Now he's going to flip. So the damage and a response. Just trying to sequence this. So the forced response happens first. So 2 threat is going to go on here. Because that happens first before it finishes him off. So now he's going to flip to stage 3. Scheme of 3, attack at 2. When revealed, place 2 threat on the main scheme or 3 threat instead if Mister Sinister has fewer than 2 attachments. So we know that that's going to flip. Forced response after a status card is placed, add 3 threat to the main scheme. Okay, so this was an inevitability with this situation. So he goes up to 21 hit points. He doesn't automatically get another superpower, but he will now because this is going to flip. It's going to go to stage the next 2A. So we're getting rid of focusing in, and we know that his next one is bulking up. We can get rid of the first stage out from under there. Okay, so it starts on 1. Attach the super strength attachment to Mister Sinister and shuffle the rest of the super strength counter to set into the encounter deck. So now he is super strong. He gains the brute trait and steady. Uh-oh. So we cannot flip down on this turn. No, we used Utopia. Okay, but we can flip down on the next if we have to. Okay. So, super strength gives him +1 attack and steady. Well, I think the time has come in the game where we're not really all that concerned about confusing him. We'll get 1 more confuse, and then we're just going to have to power him down. Okay. I think we're done. Oh, no, we'll have Angel Thwart. The one that's on there. And I guess we'll just hit him for 1. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5. Psychic Assault, Telekinetic Attack, Genius, Energy, and Telekinetic Attack. Well, yeah. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, 2-threat goes on, as usual. He is going to attack. We will have Angel get in the way. I already had. Forgot to put the second one on him. So attack of 3. Counter card. Teleported away. So Mister Sinister cannot take damage. Force interrupt. When Mister Sinister would attack, he schemes instead. Well, that's a pain. But it's not that hard to get rid of. So. Yeah, that's got to go first. Unfortunately, we can't spend this turn doing a lot of damage, like I had wanted to do. And there's still, her obligation is in that deck. Oh, I forgot I had steady. I should never have had that stun on me at all. Ultimately, it didn't matter. So we know we're going to confuse him and flip down. So we need to get teleported away, gone. So we'll do that like this. Psylocke is there for a purpose. Oh, okay. I have a choice to make here. Psylocke can do 2 damage. Telekinetic attacks can do... We have enough to pay for the telekinetic attacks to do 14. Leaving him on 4. Oh, and Scimitar leaves him on 2. Do we have enough resources to be able to do everything we need to do? Really got to go into the tank on this one. Okay. Let's say we spend one of our tokens to Psychic Assault. Then we telekinetic attack for 9, so that's 12. We don't need Psylocke. Okay, I think we have to risk it. I think we're in a position to do this. Alright. X-Jet and Phoenix Force token to pay for Psychic Assault. So he's going to take 3. So down to 17. Let me take 1. It triggers the Scimitar for another 2. Let me take another one. You can always do that once per phase. Oh yeah, so he's confused again. So he is fully confused now. We're going to hang on to these. Because on the next turn, no, we're going to spend one of them. Yes, we're going to spend one of them to do 7. So then he's down to 8. Take another one. We're going to flip down. We're going to heal ourselves a white hot room. We're holding on to our last telekinetic attack. We're not going to play out Cerebro. Or we're not going to use Cerebro right now. Okay. You know, we're not going to need Psylocke, so we're going to use her to thwart the last 2 off of here. Okay. Oof. One, two, three, four, 5. Watch us get really unlucky here. Telekinetic attack, telepathic trickery, power of the mind, rise from the ashes, psychic assault, and strength. Alright, I think we have a lot of resources now. So 2 goes on. He's confused. Did I take... I'm gonna... no, I healed myself for 2, that's why. From the white hot room. He's confused. Encounter card. Get Nasty. Each minion gets +1 attack. When revealed, place 1 threat here for each minion in play. There are none. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Nasty Boy and reveal it. Okay, we don't care. I don't know. Hairbag. Oh, reveal it. I don't know if revealing would cause a surge or not. Let's put slab in then. I mean, slab literally doesn't mean anything. Okay. Yeah, so it's back to us. And we don't even need to unleash. I thought we were going to need to there. So we're going to flip over. And we're going to power the mind. Plus telepathic trickery. To pay for a telekinetic attack, which takes him down to 1. Which takes us down to 5. And then we'll have, it's only appropriate, we'll have, oh no, she's stunned, so she can't. It'll trigger the Scimitar, because that was a psionic card, and it'll do the 2 damage, and it will finish him off. Wow. very careful sequencing you have to do in this game against Sinister. But we played it close to the sun. Oh, and there's Burning Hunger was 3 down. So there was still a threat of that happening. I was fully prepared, though, to take the risk to unleash just to do tons and tons of damage, but the cards kind of came in our favor. So, I mean, very typical of the game in terms of, you know, really needing to have tempo, but with a high thwart villain, or sorry, high thwart hero, and having Hope Summers mimic that, we're able to actually keep the main scheme completely under control throughout the game. And side schemes really weren't that big of a problem. So, well, that was pretty good. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the game. If I missed anything, please also let me know. But Jean Grey certainly vastly improved under Next Evolution. Perhaps she has, you know, evolved. So she defeats Mister Sinister, who apparently had stolen her telepathy. But it didn't do him any good. He couldn't outthink her because she's just too psionically powerful. So, again, thanks for watching. Until next time, happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching Longship Gaming. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It will really help the channel to grow and improve. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when more Longship Gaming content goes live. Until next time, happy gaming.